Okay, I'm going to break away from doing the third commandment, and I want to discuss a word of warning. This is, I did not get this from a vision or anything like that. This just occurred to me when I was reading Deuteronomy 28. America, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 58. I'll say it again. America, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 58. Why do I say that? Well, I believe I read this passage when I first started my channel, and I was really new at this, and I was kind of uncomfortable, so I just kind of went with it. And but I, with all the events going on, and with everything that is happening, especially recently, there's a video I posted with a possible sign about these couple of 7.0 or 7-point earthquakes that happened, 2 7s within 7 days. Is that a sign? Was the stock market crash 777 points in 2008 a sign? I quite possibly think it is. But what I'm going to do is I am going to do a little bit of reading, and I'm going to try and break this down the best I can. And then I'm going to read you some news articles to kind of back up of what part of this is saying. And I think people who are watching my videos, who are subscribed to me, again, it might not be many, but should really take this to heart. And if you guys are new to my channel, should really pay attention to what practically this whole chapter is saying, because I believe this explains where we are, what this country is, what it is about now, what it used to be about, how we flourished as an independent nation, as a Christian nation, and how we have just fallen. I mean, we have become worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It's plain and simple. Some people talk about abortions this and abortions that. Others talk about the drugs, the fornications. But it's not just those things. It goes from the top of the ladder all on down to the poor people of this country. We are all guilty. We all deserve death. And that's the bottom line. You got these people out here that say, "Oh, I'm more righteous than you, and you're more righteous than I," and and all this kind of stuff, and it's just pointless, because people are pointing fingers at you, when they should be doing this too, and realize that they are just as guilty, even though they might have not done as much of the stuff that is going on as far as homosexuality, and everything. Basically just saying, hey, guess what? I'm doing this now. What are you going to do? And then those same people turn around and say, you're the one that's causing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing that. Well, again, I said this before, and I'll say it again. Don't be blaming others when you yourself are the same exact thing as the other person. We all deserve death. And I'm going to read from Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 all the way down to, I believe, 58. Yes. So I'm going to get started, and after I get done reading this chapter, then I'm going to go to the Economic Collapse blog, and I'm going to read the two blogs that were posted that I thought was very interesting. They kind of coincide with some of the things that this chapter is talking about. So, here we go. Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. You know, we had that once. We had that once. We had prayers in school. You know, we had, as a matter of fact, children learned to read from the Bible. You know, this nation was blessed. And as I read further, you can see, just look at America, look at its history of what we were. When I read the blessings, we had all this. Key word, had. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Farmlands were plentiful. It used to be safe to be in the cities. You didn't have to worry about any kind of corruption. I mean, we were a blessed nation. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your kine, and the flocks of your sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall you be when thou comes in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God gives thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his way. Are there still people out there like that today? Yes, there are. And those will be the ones that will be protected. I'll be honest with you, I need a lot of work, but I'm working on it. So, and all people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. We had that once too. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, and the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy ground, and the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in this season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Interesting, isn't it? We used to be the lenders. We used to lend to other countries. We never borrowed from anybody. We never borrowed oil. We never borrowed any of this kind of stuff. And the Lord shall make thee the head, and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And continuing on, I will continue this in number 2. It's probably going to be a lengthy video set, so stay tuned.